Right, hi Year 9, welcome to your weekly introduction videos. Going to be quite a long one, this one, and quite a lot for you to do yourself. I'll explain why in a second. So we're basically going to work this week and probably next week on percentages, okay? And you will probably notice that actually a lot of this stuff we have done before. So most of it is revision, okay? For example, understanding how to increase and decrease a number by a percentage, understand how to solve reverse percentage problems, and to be able to calculate percentage change. We have already done that, okay? So that's what we're going to practice that again this week. Last year I kind of expected you to sort of understand it. This year I need you to really be able to do it, okay? And then I'm going to introduce this idea of simple interest, but that will probably be next week, okay? So because most of this you've done, unlike normal intro videos, I do want you to do all the tasks in your book, and on the Firefly task, take a picture of your work and attach it to the task when you've completed it, okay? So I can see that you're doing all the work properly. So first things first, actually, I just want to check that you remember how to find basic percentages without a calculator, okay? So I want you to stop the video and have a go at these 4 questions. Don't use a calculator, okay? Do that now. Okay, so hopefully you did that. So we're going to say, what is 10% of 40? Well, 10% of 40, that's easy to know. To find 10% of any number, you simply divide it by 10, and so we get 4, okay? So 10% of 40 is equal to 4, okay? What about 20%? Well, what we can look at is 20%. We can say that 20% is 2 lots of 20%, 2 lots of 10%, sorry. So 2 lots of 10% is 2 lots of 4, and so the answer is 8. Okay, what's 5% of 40? Well, 5% is half of 10%. So half of 4 is 2. What about 15%? Well, that can be expressed as 10% plus 5%, which is great because I already know what 10% is, and I already know what 5% is, and so the answer is going to be 6, okay? Hopefully you could do all that already, okay? What about these ones? Again, stop the video and have a go at these questions yourself. Hopefully easy. Okay, if it's not easy, please do ask for help, okay? Okay, again, 10% is very, very easy to do. You're simply going to divide by 10. It doesn't work for any other percentage. That's 10% is the easy one because you divide by 10. For example, if you want to find 20%, you don't divide by 20, okay? So 600 divided by 10 is 60. So we can say 10% of 600 is 60. What about 1%? 1% is another one that I would like you to know. You just divide by 100 this time, okay? So that's equal to 6. So 1% of 600 is equal to 6, okay? Right, so how are we going to find 13%? Well, it would be a good idea if we said that's 10% plus 3 lots of 1%. And 10% is 60, plus 3 lots of 1%, which is 6. So 3 times 6 is 18. Don't forget bid mass, Iad. 18 plus 6 is going to be 78, okay? What about 43%? Well, we can say that's 4 lots of 10% plus 3 lots of 1%. So that's going to be 4 lots of 10% is 60 plus 3 lots of 1%, which is 6. And now again, use bid mass. 4 times 60 is 240 plus 3 times 6 is 18. I think that's 258. Okay, so that's all basic stuff that you should already know, and you should be able to do that without a calculator. Now, for the rest of the next 2 weeks, you can use a calculator for every single question if you want to, okay? Now let's have a look at this. Again, this is very, very basic. So Wab took a maths test and scored 17 out of 20. Nizreen took a similar but different maths test and scored 42 out of 50. Who's better at maths? Now hopefully you agree that it's not possible to compare at the moment because they both took slightly different tests, different numbers of points available. So you couldn't look at Nizreen and say, well, she got 42, Awab got 17, so Nizreen is better. Because Awab didn't have the opportunity to score 42. Maximum he could have got was 20. So we just do percentages, okay? So we can look at Awab's percentage. He scored 17 out of 20 times 100%. And if you use a calculator, I don't need a calculator for this, I'll tell you the answer is 85%. Okay, Nizreen got 42 out of 50. Okay, again, if you need to use a calculator, do, but I actually can do that without. I think that would be 84%. So actually it turned out that Awab was slightly better at maths than Nizreen, because now we've got things in percentage terms, we are able to compare and make a judgment about what's going on. So that's why we use percentages, so that we can compare things, okay? So sorry about that. Awab's better than you, Nizreen, at maths, apparently. I don't know. We can debate that. Right, now, let's get on to the stuff I really need you to know. Okay, the stuff we're going to learn. Oh, what's going on here? I need to delete. Stuff we need to learn this lesson. I can't delete that. Never mind. Right, okay. So, we're being asked here to increase a number by a percentage. So we want to increase 40 by 15%. And I've given you a hint here. We need to find a multiplier. Now, if you can remember how to do this, by all means, stop the video and see if you can do it yourself, and then run the video and check you are right, okay? But if you want to just roll the video and see how to do it, that's fine. But remember what I said last year is we're always going to start with 100%. So 100% is 40, okay? And what I want to do is I want to increase that by 15%. Well, that's 115%. Okay? So I now can change 115% into a multiplier, and I do that by dividing it by 100. Okay? So that would become 1.15. So that's the correct multiplier, and since it's called a multiplier, it's there to remind you that you need to multiply that number there. Okay? Now you can use a calculator, you will find that that is equal to 46. Okay? Now decreasing a number by a percentage is pretty much the same thing. Only this time, well, same thing, you're going to start off with 70 is 100%, okay? But this time I want to decrease, so we want to get smaller by 35%, which is equal to 65%. Again, divide that by 100, so 65 divided by 100. Don't need to be a genius to know that that is equal to 0.65, okay? So we're going to do 70 times 0.65, and I'm going to put that into my calculator. I think I know the answer, but I just want to check. 70 times 0.65, and I was right. 45.5 is the answer. Okay, so we've managed to decrease this number by using this multiplier. Okay, it's all about understanding this multiplier. So what I want you to do in your books is try and match the correct percentage change on this side to the correct multiplier. Okay, sorry, I've got something on my screen there. Okay, so just a little matching exercise. So I want you to stop the video and see if you can get this right. Okay, hopefully you had a go. I'm worried that some of you may have matched up the first pair. An increase of 12% uses a multiplier of 0.12, but that would be wrong, okay? That would be wrong because, let's just have a look at it. An increase of 12%. That remember, you always start with 100%. So increase by 12% is equal to 112%. Okay, and then divide that by 100, you're going to get 1.12. So actually, this should have been the correct answer. Okay, let's do a decrease of 9%. So always start with 100%. Decrease by 9% means get lower. So we're going to get 91%, which is 0.91. So that one should have matched that one. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do a decrease of 88%. Okay, decrease of 88% should have, from 100% means we're left with 12%, which is 0.12. So actually this is the one that should have matched with the top. Okay, let's do the others. Increase of 9% should have been 1.09. Okay, let's change the colour. Increase of 43% should be 1.43. Okay. A decrease of 57% should be 0.43. Remember, we take it away from 100%. A shop offering 20% off all prices. So now you have to be careful here. Do we mean a decrease or an increase? Now, if you're saying 20% off, it's a discount. So it should be a decrease. So 100% minus 20% is 80%. 80% is 0.8. So actually this one should have been, that were already matched up, 0.8. City where the population's gone up by 3%, that's an increase because we've gone up. So it should be 1.03. Teacher who receives a pay rise of 1%, again that's going up, it's a pay rise. So 1.01. And a year where there was 4% less rainfall. So 100 minus 4 is 96%, so 0.96. So those should match up there, okay? Hopefully you were able to match up all of those correctly. If you're not sure, please ask, okay? Right, moving on. Now, what we're going to do, you've probably getting absolutely sick of me saying that if you just change every single question into an equation, then life is going to become much easier, okay? But I don't apologise for that. I'm going to say it again and again and again and again. So let's just look at what I actually did when I wanted to increase 40 by 15%. Well, what I did is I took my original value, or my old value of 40, I times it by the correct multiplier, and that gave me a new value, okay? So that is what we have here. We have a formula. The old value times the multiplier gives me the new value. Okay, and you can see an example there. Let's say something cost $100 at first. I want to increase by 15%, and that gives me the new value. And the only difficult thing is what is the right multiplier. Okay, so we're going to use this equation all the time, which means I can solve any problem because we know how to solve equations. So here's a very straightforward question, number one. And have a go at number one and number two yourself by stopping the video. See if you can do it. And if you can't, then I will go through it now on the video. Okay, so what you should do, don't be lazy, guys. I said students are so lazy. Write down the formula, okay? Old value times the multiplier equals the new value. Do it for every question, okay? You're going to see that I will do it, so you should do it too. So all you've got to do is decide what do you know and what don't you know. Okay, now I can see from this, in 2010 I bought a house for 96,000 OMR. So I know the old value. That's what it cost before. Its value rose by 35%. So 100% plus it rose, it got bigger, is 135%, which is 1.35. So there's the multiplier. And what's the new value? Well, I don't know. That is what I want to know. Okay? So that equation is dead easy to solve because x is already on the right-hand side and all the numbers are on the left-hand side. So I don't even need to do anything clever. I'll just do 96,000 times 1.35, just doing that on my calculator. And that tells me that x is equal to 129,600 OMR. Okay? And there's the answer. What about the second one, where we got old value times the multiplier is equal to the new value? Okay? And I went to Carrefour last night to buy a refrigerator. The price was 150, so that's the old value. However, Carrefour are doing a sale offering 15% off all items. So it's 15% discount, we're going down. So we do 100% minus 15% equals 85%. So that, the multiplier is 0.85. And the new value is what I want to know, so I don't know it yet, so I call it x. So x is equal to 150 times 0.85, which is 100.